Here is your local 3-day...
Occasionally I'll get asked about the gas mileage on this V10. Is it worth it? How bad is it? Can you daily drive it? Etc. So I've made this video in order to kind of help put things into perspective of just how bad this gas mileage is. Recently I did a poll on a Facebook group called M5 Republic, very knowledgeable group. I asked all the E60 owners just how bad of gas mileage are we getting. If you look up this group, you're not gonna be able to find it because the admins made it secret, but if you're interested in joining it, just go to the About tab on my channel and send me a message on Facebook. I should be able to add you in there. It's a great group. So the options on this poll consisted of under 11 miles per gallon, 11 to 12, 13 to 14, and 15 and above. So majority of the votes were for under 11 miles per gallon. We had 18 votes on that, 11 for 11 to 12 miles per gallon, and 9 votes for 13 to 14. I'm included in that because I get about 13, and then we had 3 votes for 15 and above. So let's put that into perspective. You're a real car guy just like me. You're probably also considering the M3 or the C63 or cars of that nature. So we'll say the M3 gets about 16 miles per gallon. I think that's reasonable considering I get 12 to 13. Keep in mind, I think the reason why I get 13 versus the other people on that post that get under 11, I rarely have it in M mode. I like to keep M mode as a treat, as a surprise. They're probably doing a lot more city driving. I do a decent mix of highway and city. So 13 for me, we'll say 16 for an M3 in this scenario. We'll say that you drive 10,000 miles a year. Very easy number. We'll say a gallon of gas throughout that year is $3, hypothetically. So if you're driving 10,000 miles a year at 16 miles per gallon, that's 625 gallons times $3 a gallon. You're looking at $1,875 fuel spent throughout the whole year. We'll round to 1,900. Over here with me, with the M5, we're talking 13 miles per gallon, same scenario, $2,300 in fuel throughout the whole year. So that's a difference of over $400. Now, depending on who you are, that could be a lot of money. You could be like, well, that could help me do my Christmas shopping, or that's a decent weekend getaway, like a 2-night stay at a decent hotel. It just depends on who you are. Me, I'm just dividing that number monthly, and it's like an extra $35 a month to drive this V10 over a V8 or anything that gets around 16 miles per gallon. To me, that's worth it. I had a 2012 Mustang GT with the 5.0. Most of you know that's a very good sounding engine with the right exhaust. I had Borla. I got about 17 miles per gallon in that, or 17.5.
17.5, same color t-shirt.
And even then, that's a bigger savings than what I'm driving now. I would still say this is worth it. That V10, I mean, everybody has a V8. There's nothing wrong with that. They all sound good. But every car guy knows the sound of a V8. When you hear a Camaro or Corvette, CTSV, a Maserati, Hellcat, V8s are V8s. V10s, you go to your local car show and you've got the Audi Lamborghini group, okay, Gallardo, R8, Huracan, they're pretty much all the same. You got Dodge Vipers. If you're lucky, you'll see a Carrera GT, and if you're like lottery winner lucky, you might see an LFA. But that's it. So the V10 is just so exclusive and so unique, and to me, that's worth it. Driving this thing, the sound, the music it makes is just on another level. But if gas mileage concerns you, this car just may not be for you. Luckily, I have another vehicle I take to work, and throughout high school and stuff, I had lifted trucks. I'm used to this. It doesn't bother me. I mean, I had a lifted F250 Power Stroke that put down 500 to the wheels that got better gas mileage than this. So if it concerns you, I mean, just play with the numbers, play with your budget and figure it out. But this just isn't really the car to buy if gas is a worry, because gas could always go up tomorrow at some crazy number, and then you're stuck having to fill up a car that gets between 10 and 13 miles per gallon. The V10 is addicting. It loves to be revved. You will not get good gas mileage with this car. It doesn't matter if you live I mean, if you live in a town that has a few stop signs and maybe a couple lights in the center of town, yeah, you might see around 15. And on the highway, I did see about 21, 22 on my way to Orlando, cruising around 80, and I did a few pulls up to speeds that I shouldn't have been doing. But if you're cruising at like 75 and, you know, you're just driving normally on the highway, you might see 23, 24. But regardless, you just can't buy this car expecting good fuel economy. It will never be good. But to me, it's worth it. The V10, like I said, is very exclusive now in a world full of turbo V8s and 6s. I like being different, I like being unique, and this car gives me just that. If it wasn't worth it, I simply wouldn't own it. But that's not what matters. What matters is it worth it to you? An extra $400, $500, $600 a year in fuel costs? Let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate your support, and I will see you on the next video.